Hi there, Mr. Sutton here, bringing you this lesson on box and whisker plots. In this one, we are going to be creating a box and whisker plot from a set of data and using an existing box and whisker plot to read the data off of that. For the warm-up on this one, see if you can find the median for this set of numbers. All right, let's see how that went. So remember, finding the median, we have to put the numbers in order. So we've got 8, 12, actually 10 comes next, and then 11, and then 12. Jump the gun on that one. Then we got 14, 16, 17, and 23. So the median out of all this, there's only 8 data items. We can clearly see the median is going to fall between 12 and 14. The average of those numbers gives me 13. All right, so that was part 1 of your warm-up. Part 2 is to find the median, and I put that in quotation marks, for each half of the list. So for the first half, that's under the median of 13, what's the median of just this half of the data? What's the median of this second half of the data? Pause the video and see if you can figure it out. All right, so for this first half, we're just looking at these first 4 numbers. Halfway between the 10 and the 11, we have a 10.5. Over here, we're halfway between the 16 and the 17, giving us 16.5. So what we've done here is we've separated the data into 4 quarters. Each of these has exactly the same number of terms in it. And we can take all this information and put it on something called a box and whisker plot. So to draw one of these, first off, we've got our median. First off, I need a number line. So I just want something that has enough numbers to go from 8 to 23. I'll just go from 6 to 24, going by 3s. So let me plot my median now. That's 13. That's going to be over here. And then I'm also going to plot the 2 kind of like, I guess you could call them mini medians. So we've got 10.5 halfway between 9 and 12, and then 16.5 halfway between 15 and 18. And after I plot these little slashes, I'm going to draw 2 boxes connecting everything. I'm also going to plot the ends of here. So the 8, that goes over here, and the 23, that goes over here. And I'm going to draw a little line connecting this endpoint and this endpoint to this main box in the middle. So let's take a look at what I've actually created here with this box and whisker plot. This has a lot of useful features. The median on this box and whisker plot is just this middle line in the box. So if you see one of these plots, this middle line is just the median that we created. And the 2 boxes in here, since each of these is a quarter of the data, these 2 middle boxes contain 50% of the data. So if you ever want to know, hey, where's 50% of the data, it's just between these 2 mini medians in your box and whisker. Now what about these whiskers themselves? Well, that's the lower and the upper 25% of the data. And then the actual ends of the whiskers, these are the min and the max of your data set, respectively. We've already talked about the range of data, so that's just, again, the highest minus the lowest values. The interquartile range is the highest box number minus the lowest box number. So it's just talking about to get from the lower to the upper end of the middle 50% of the data. Based on what you saw in that warm-up problem where we made a box and whisker plot, see if you can make a box and whisker plot for this problem. So the real-life setup for this, we have a sociologist asking a group of people how old they were when they got their first job. So these are some plausible numbers. Make a plot for this. Pause the video and give it a shot. All right, so let's put these in order. Lowest number is 13. Wow, that's pretty young to have a first job. So we've got 2 of those. And then after 13, do I hear a 14? No. Do I hear a 15? We've got a 15 right here. How about 16? We've got 1, 2 of those. 17, 1, 2, 3 of those. We've got an 18. And we've got a few who waited a few years after that. I guess they went to college and didn't work in college. These 2 21-year-olds. All right, so let's find the median for this. We've got, let's see here, crossing off the 13s with the 21s. Then we've got 15, 18 get crossed off. 16, 16, 17, 17. This 17 right here is our median. Now once we've found that first median, the other ones aren't too bad. The first half of the data comprises just these first 5 numbers. So we're just checking out these first 5. The median number between all of those is this 15 right here. And then for the second half of the data, the mini median here is going to be 18 between all these numbers. Now we'll make our box and whisker based off of this. So we have a line to represent the 17, And when I make my number line, to make my life a little easier on this problem, I'm just going to go from 13 to 21, going by twos. So we've got 17 for the median right there. And then we have the ends of our middle boxes at 15 and 18. Now we have the two ends of the whiskers at 13 and 21 over here. And then just to actually draw the whiskers in there. And there's a box and whisker to represent this data. Now, these box and whisker plots are actually kind of useful if you want to see where the data is distributed, along with that other information about medians and mins and maxes. A lot of good information on these. Now that we've gotten practice plotting box and whisker plots, let's go the other direction and see if we can read them. So here's a box and whisker plot for you to read to see if you can identify median, min, max, and the interquartile range. And just as a note before you do this, that the whisker ends can be represented as dots as well as those vertical lines that we were using before. All right, let's see how this went for you. So the median, that's just that middle box number, which is 70.5 in this case, or appears to be. And then the min is the left whisker end, that's 65. The max is the right whisker end of 74. And the interquartile range, or IQR for short, that's just going to be the box numbers, the distance between the ends of the box here, so 72 minus 67, which gives us an IQR of 5. So if you didn't nail that last problem, here's another one just to give you another shot at it. Pause the video and find all that information for this box and whisker plot. All right, so for median, that's our middle box number, which is 45 in this case. Min will be 36 at the left whisker. Max is going to be 47 at the right whisker. And for the IQR, we've got 46 minus 39, which gives us 7. So that's it for box and whisker. It is meow time to go. Until next time, Mr. Sutton signing off.